Dear all, how are you? How are you? Today we continue with strategic management, and today we are going to look at lesson number 8, which is a SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis. We are going to look at this in detail. Remember, in lesson number 7, we touched on SWOT analysis a little bit when we were learning about environmental analysis in an organization. Environmental analysis in an organization. So today we are going to focus on lesson number 8, which is a SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis. And to start off, we are going to see what SWOT analysis is. SWOT analysis is the primary step in strategic management. SWOT analysis is the primary step in strategic management. SWOT analysis refers to analysis of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It refers to the analysis of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The analysis of internal environment reveals strengths and weaknesses of the organization, and the analysis of external environment reveals opportunities and threats for the organization. Something to keep in mind. Internal analysis reveals strengths and weaknesses of the organization. External analysis reveals opportunities and threats for the organization. Opportunities and threats for the organization. So SWOT analysis simply refers to strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats analysis of a particular organization. Therefore, the SWOT analysis evaluates a business strategic standing, based on internal, which we have said strengths and weaknesses, and external, which we have said opportunities and threats factors. It uncovers a company's advantage and disadvantages based on its strong and weak points. It uncovers a company's advantages and disadvantages based on its strong and weak points. In doing so, companies can devise a strategy that maximizes their opportunities while mitigating potential risks. The SWOT analysis method takes the shape of a 2x2 matrix containing the following elements. I also remember we touched on this a little bit when we were doing lesson 7. And then we say a SWOT analysis looks like this, a matrix: strength, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. And then we say weaknesses and threats are negative, and we say opportunities and strength are actually positives. If you look at this properly and you can read in detail, you can see that the strength of an organization would be based on specialization, will be based on a unique selling point, and also resources and assets, and also human resource, specifically human resource, and the knowledge base, the intelligence of the organization. And then we see that opportunities, this means actually new markets, new products, a strong economy, and emerging technologies. These are also some of the opportunities. And then when you look at the weaknesses, we look at the weak points, limitations, areas for improvement, etc. And then when we look at threats, then we talk about competitors, market viability, and the changing requirements, etc., regulations, etc. Those are when we look at the threats that face the organization. When there are new competitors coming into the market and they want to tap into the market share, then those are threats. And we say weaknesses are also emerging from weak points, limitations, areas for improvement, and even the negative political situation also comes as a weakness. And then we say opportunities. We have new market, new areas the organization wants to venture into, and also if the economy is very strong, the company is doing well, and also emerging technologies. If the company can tap into emerging technologies to improve production and to improve its products, then definitely it will improve its selling point, and it will also improve its market share, and also it will satisfy its customers and clients. And then we say strength. There are some companies that have a very weak workforce, and there are some companies that have a very strong workforce in terms of knowledge and skills. SWOT analysis looks at strength, looks at weaknesses, looks at opportunities, looks at threats within the organization and also outside the organization. Different authors use several terms in place of SWOT analysis, such as SCOT, strength, constraints, opportunities, and threats of internal and external analysis. So some authors use SCOT, which is strength, constraints, opportunities, and threats, internal and external analysis. There are also some others who use WOTS, which is weaknesses, opportunities, threats, and strength. There are also some others who use ETOP, which is environmental threats and opportunities profile. Then there are also some others who use SAP analysis, which is strategic advantage profile. These are just some of the several other terms in place of strength, weakness, and threats, opportunities, and threats analysis. So you may find in some publications, in some journals, or in some trainings, they refer to this analysis under those different terms. But for our case, under this lesson for strategic management, we are going to refer to it as a SWOT analysis. Strength. What are these strengths that we are talking about? What are these strengths that we are talking about in SWOT analysis? Strengths are positive competencies of a firm as compared to its competitors in the areas of production, operations, marketing, finance, personnel, and management, etc. Strength. Competencies of a firm as compared to its competitors. Weaknesses are the negative competencies of a firm as compared to its competitors in all the functional areas of the organization. Every firm should make efforts to minimize its weaknesses. Every firm should make efforts to minimize its weaknesses if it is to grow. And then we say opportunities are the favorable circumstances or situations which the external environment offers or provides to their organizations. Every firm should make an attempt to grab the right opportunities at the right time. Threats are the unfavorable situations which the external environment provides to the organization. Every firm must make efforts to overcome or minimize the effects of threats. SWOT analysis provides a framework for strategic planning and decision making. A wide array of systematic decisions can be made based on SWOT analysis. So we see that a wide variety of decisions can be made based on SWOT analysis. The organization top management will sit down, look at the strengths, look at the weaknesses, look at the opportunities, look at the threats, and make decisions that we need to move into this direction, we need to move in this direction. For example, if the organization is encountering a human resource as a weakness, then the management may sit down, top management, and decide we need to change our human resource strategic planning. We need to maybe rehire this department management. We need maybe to hire, if they have, let's say, a human resource manager who also coordinates training and hiring, they may decide to split the department into two and ensure that they have a person who's fully dedicated to human resources and a person who is just dedicated to training. There's just a training manager reporting directly to the GM. Though in most organizations, training always reports to HR. It's a function under HR. But if the company discovers that one of its weaknesses is that its workforce is not well trained or there is a lacking effectiveness in training, then the organization may split the department and have a separate training department. Advantages of SWOT analysis. Please write something down. Advantages of a SWOT analysis. It consolidates strength. SWOT analysis pinpoints the strength of the organization vis-a-vis the competitors. The strength may be in respect of its various functional areas such as production, marketing, finance, and personnel. So, SWOT analysis pinpoints the strength of the organization, vice versa, their competitors. For instance, the employees may be highly motivated and dedicated to their work, as a result of which the firm enjoys high labor productivity. Sound business firms will not be just satisfied in knowing their strength. They would also make every possible effort to consolidate on their strength, as yesterday's strength may turn out to be tomorrow's weaknesses, especially when the firm adopts a casual approach towards its strength. So, sound business firms will not be just satisfied in knowing their strength. They would also make every possible effort to consolidate on their strength, as yesterday's strength may turn out to be tomorrow's weaknesses, especially when the firm adopts a casual approach towards its strength. 2. Minimize weaknesses. These are the advantages of SWOT analysis. Minimize weaknesses. SWOT analysis pinpoints not only the strength but also the weaknesses of the organization as compared to the competitors. The weakness may be in any of the many of its functional areas, such as production, R&D, finance, purchase, weakness, marketing, security, etc. For instance, the firm may lack proper R&D facilities, as a result of which the firm may not be in a position to improve its quality and also fail to bring innovative or new products in the market, which in turn affects its market position and profits. So if one section of the department of the organization is weak, if one of the departments has weak management, then the company may not be able to improve its quality, and also it may fail to bring innovative or new products in the market, which in turn affects its market position and profits. SWOT analysis also helps to grab opportunities. Through SWOT analysis, business firms continually tune into the environmental forces that influences the demand for existing products and services, and that creates opportunities for new ones. Firms need to identify correctly or to anticipate all the developments that would influence the future and to be ready for the resulting opportunities. So SWOT analysis also helps build on the opportunities, helps the organization grab the emerging opportunities, because opportunities occur every day, and the organization must be in a better position to grab these opportunities so that to maximize on its operation and to maximize on the revenue that the organization requires. Number 4, SWOT analysis not only helps to grab opportunities, but also helps to minimize threats. It helps to minimize threats. Foresighted management can anticipate threats from the environment, such as from the technological fronts, and gear up to face the threats by remaining proactive. It helps business firms to develop an early warning system to prevent threats or to develop strategies which can change a threat to a firm's advantage. Hence, a business firm may close down existing business and enter into new ones before it is too late. So, SWOT analysis helps the organization also to maximize on threats, to grab opportunities, but also help to minimize on threats. When you conduct a threat SWOT analysis, then we are able to find out which threats are facing the organization and how can we minimize those threats from affecting the organization. Also, SWOT analysis helps facilities planning. SWOT analysis help the management to recognize that many products and services have life cycles and that today's winners may be losers in the course of time, and hence it can plan for their successors, tomorrow's breadwinners. The management can plan for their resources to produce and market their successors to a receptive environment. So SWOT analysis also helps the organization in facilities planning. SWOT analysis helps in planning because when the organization finds out what's its strength, what are its weaknesses, what are the opportunities, and what are the threats, then the organization is in a better position to plan accordingly, to plan well. Also, SWOT analysis facilitates alternative choices. SWOT analysis helps business firms to narrow the range of alternatives available, eliminate unsuitable alternatives, and process most promising alternatives. It helps business firms to reduce time pressure and to concentrate on those areas or activity which are more important and result oriented. So SWOT analysis helps facilities to choose on alternative choices, which will help business firms to reduce time pressure and to concentrate on those areas or activities which are more important and result oriented. SWOT analysis also helps to innovate. It helps in innovation. A proper SWOT analysis makes the firm innovative. Business firm anticipates changes in the business and the industry. A considerable amount of time and effort are devoted to R&D activities by progressive firms to face threats, changes in the environment, etc., such as R&D efforts leads to innovation of new or better products. Leads to innovation of new or better products. I know some of you may be asking yourself now, looking at each other slowly and wondering, Mr. Wayne is talking about R&D. What is this R&D activities? What is this R&D activities? Well, R&D activities is actually research and development. Research and development. The organization can only grow if it conducts research and development. Research into its workforce, research into its customer base, research into its market share, how they can tap into this, research into upcoming technologies. Research and development is very important. And if we look at a different publication, we see that research and development actually helps to identify materials for or solution requirements. Helps to identify materials or solution requirements. Development activities also helps to create new products, processes, software, etc. Building prototypes and testing both in-house and on-site activities. And then so the R&D, research and development, also revolves around product design and testing, solution integration and testing, analyzing results. So research and development is one way that SWOT analysis can help the organization in research and development. When the top management conducts a SWOT analysis, then they are able to come up with the proper ways to conduct research and development that will help grow the organization. SWOT analysis also ensures or enables firms to survive and succeed. This is because firms which undertake systematic SWOT analysis make every possible effort to overcome weakness and to consolidate on the strength. Such firms also make efforts to grab opportunities and handle or diffuse threats. So SWOT analysis helps companies also to survive, and also it ensures success. And then also let's look at external factor evaluation matrix. A business organization must evaluate external factors such as economic, social, cultural, and political environment, as well as government, legal, technological, and the competitive environment. An organization must develop an effective external factor evaluation matrix to identify opportunities and threats. The following are the steps in developing external factor environmental matrix. Now we are talking about external factor and factor evaluation matrix. Remember, we have just spoken about the role or the importance of SWOT analysis above. Now we are focusing on external factor evaluation matrix. Number one, the steps is a listing of key external factors. The management must list out key external factors, which would include at least 10 to 15 factors with opportunities and threats that would affect the firm and its organization. It is advisable to list the opportunities and then list the threats. As far as possible, state the factors with percentage, ratio, and comparative figures. Assigning weights to each factor. We looked also at this briefly in the other lesson. We are just trying to refresh our mind and go deeper into this external factor evaluation matrix. After listing the vital external factors, management must assign a weight that ranges from 1 to 0. Very important. To 0.0, not important. The weight assigned to each factor indicates the relative importance of the factor to become successful in the industry. It is to be noted that regardless of whatever a key factor is, an opportunity or a threat, factors that have greatest impact on organizational performance should be assigned the highest weights. The total of all weights must be 1.0. So we say that the factors that have greatest importance on organizational performance should be assigned the highest weights, and the total of all weights must be 1.0. And then assigning rating to each factor. The management assigns rating to each factor. The ratings may be in the range of 4 to 1, where 4 stands for major opportunities, 3 for minor opportunities, 2 for minor threats, and 1 for major threats. It is to be noted the ratings are company-based, whereas weights are industry-based. The ratings are company-based, while it is to be noted that the ratings are company-based, whereas weights are industry-based. And then we have to multiply factors weight by ratings. After assigning appropriate ratings to each factor, the management needs to multiply each factor weight by its rating. This will determine the weighted score for each factor. Total weighted score. The total weighted score of each and every factor must be totaled in order to determine the weighted score of the firm. It is to be noted that regardless of the numbers of factors in the matrix, the total weighted score can range from a high of 5 to a low of 1.0, with the average score being 2.5. If the total weighted score is below 2.5, then it indicates a weak external position of the firm. Whereas if the total weighted score is well above 2.5, it indicates a strong external position of the firm. Try to understand these things. It says if the total weighted score is below 2.5, then it indicates a weak external position of the firm. Whereas if the total weighted score is well above 2.5, then it indicates a strong external position of the firm. Need for environmental analysis. What is the need for environmental analysis? And we said SWOT is one way of conducting an environmental analysis. But what is the need for this environmental analysis? So if you can write down need for environmental analysis. 1, ensure survival and success. The ability to deal well with the environment has enabled organizations to survive and succeed despite certain weaknesses. Correspondingly, some of the best managed companies expanding vital efforts and resources in the direction not in tune with a changing environment do face difficult and even disasters. A failure to respond to changes in the environment results in the eventual failure of the organization, no matter how well it might have been operated internally. So, one reason that companies fail, one reason that organizations fail is when they fail to respond to changes in the environment, both internal and external. When they fail to tap into new technology, when they fail to hire new skilled and well trained people, when they fail to put their financial aspect into a good standing, then definitely the organization is likely to fail. Facilities planning. Environmental analysis also assists in facilities planning. Environmental analysis helps the management to recognize that many products or services have life cycle. Today's winner may be loser in the course of time. Hence, the planning for their successor is important. The management can plan for the resources to produce and market these successes to a receptive environment. It also helps to grab opportunities. Business organization continuously tunes into the environmental forces that influence the demand for existing product and service, hence creating opportunities for new one. Firms need to identify correctly or to anticipate all the environment that would influence the future so as to be ready for the resulting opportunities. So SWOT analysis, no, environmental analysis also helps businesses continuously tune into the environmental forces that influence the demand for existing products and services. It also helps in minimizing threats. A proper environmental analysis not only helps to grab opportunities, but also helps to minimize threats. Far-sighted management can anticipate threats from the environment, such as from the technological front, and gear them to face the threats by remaining proactive. It helps a firm to develop an early warning system to prevent threats or develop strategies which can turn a threat to the firm's advantage. Then also helps to build image. Business firms needs to be popular and earn a good name in the society. This is possible when they not only study the environment and adapt to it, but also strive to make the environment hospitable to the growth of the business. We talked about the relationship with the government, relationships with competitors, relationships with suppliers, relationships with the community, relationships with the society. This one helps also the organization to grow its brand and to grow its business. So when we talk about building image, those are some of the things that we are talking about, which is also part of the advantages of an environmental analysis. And then also helps in innovation. Business firm anticipates and considerable amount of time and effort is devoted to research and development activities by progressive firms to face the threats changes in the environment, such as research and development efforts leads to innovation of a new or better products and services. So helps in innovation. We say that environmental analysis also helps in innovation. And then also environmental analysis helps in ecological balance. Business firms are aware of the depletion of the resources and the pollution of the environment through industrial waste. Therefore, sound business firms looks for newer resources or alternative resources. They also take adequate measures to minimize the population effect on the environment by recycling waste. Then we say that also environmental analysis helps the organization to have optimum use of resources. A study of the technological development, government policies, demographic pattern, etc. will help a business firm to plan its activities and allocate the limited resources in a better way. A systematic analysis of business environment helps a business firm to make optimum utilization of limited resources and meet the ever-increasing and changing need of the consumer. We also see that environmental analysis helps in flexibility in operation. The environmental factors are uncontrollable, and a business firm finds it difficult to influence the surrounding of its choice. A study of the environment will enable a firm to adjust its operation depending upon the changing environmental situation. So when you conduct an environmental analysis, you are able to actually the organization is actually able to adjust its operation depending upon the changing environmental situation. And then we say also helps face competition. Nobody likes competition, but competition is good. Competition makes people become innovative. Competition makes organizations work harder to employ best skilled employees, to invest in technology, to improve customer service, to improve marketing. Competition is not good. Nobody likes competition, but competition is very good. Competition makes us to work even more harder to achieve the best of our rivals. A study of the business environment enables a firm to analyze the competitor's strengths and weaknesses. This will help the firm to incorporate the competitor's strength in its working and exploit the competitor's weakness in its favor. This can be done through effective production and marketing strategies. This can be done through effective production and marketing strategies. This is a little bit about SWOT analysis. I would encourage you to read further and further. As I always say, we encourage you to always do research, always read further beyond what we are able to deliver. Read further, and get to understand the details of the lessons that we are talking about. With those few remarks, we finish this lesson here because I would like us this weekend to complete 2 lessons, this one and also the next one, so that next weekend we have got only 2 lessons that we are going to focus on, and then we go to the semester exams. So thank you very much. I will see you in the next lesson just today, a few minutes from now.